Hello, everyone. Live from New York, it's Carmine Teaches Photography. Welcome back, guys. We're at class 39 today. All right. Now, what have I got in store for you today? What are we going to learn about today? What are we going to expand our brain about today? Remember, every time you learn one thing, your brain grows a little bit. All right. So, today, what do we have? Today we're going to continue to discuss lomography, LOMO. It is the new hipster way of either expanding your photography, right? That you already have a good camera or cameras, 35 millimeter or medium format, and you want to try something new, inexpensive, but it's a whole different way of making art photographs. Or lomography is good for a person that has a digital camera or just uses their phone and wants to say, what's this film photography all about? I don't want to spend a lot of money. I want to spend under $100 for a camera that I can go out and not take sterile digital pictures, but I want to take art photographs where the edge is probably going to be vignetted and there's no corner to corner sharpness. No. We're talking about real art photographs, which is what lomography is all about. So, during the past couple of episodes here on Carmine Teaches Photography, we've been discussing the Holga. We went into depth a little bit about the Diana, which was my first camera that I ever got. And that's what started this whole photography world for me in 1968 when I got this Diana medium format 120 camera. Okay, this is what started it all for me. So, and my parents paid 25 cents for this at a flea market, tag sale, whatever you call it. All right, so what do we have today? What if I was to tell you that there was a kind of a camera out there that's like a Holga, right? Maybe it shoots like a Diana 35 millimeter, right? The little brother to the Diana 120. This is the Diana 35, okay? It's called the Mini Diana, right? A lot of people don't know about this, but there's a 35 millimeter Diana out there, right? And this is the original Diana that shoots 120. What if there was a lomography style camera that was a single lens reflex, a real through the lens, single lens reflex with a lens that had glass elements that you can focus, that the prism has a split image, right? And you focus it like any other 35 millimeter camera. What if that lomography Holga-like camera had an onboard light meter that actually worked? What if it also had an onboard built-in flash? Holy cow, we would be talking about the Great Wall PF-1 single lens reflex camera. Oh, goodness gracious. Let me tell you about this camera. This camera from the Beijing camera factory in Beijing. Okay. Here's a little close-up of what the front looks like. Okay. This is a single lens reflex, 35 millimeter, lomography style, Holga style, Diana style camera. Okay? And if there was any doubt on where it was made, just look at the branding. Lens cap came with it. All right? This camera is quite unbelievable. I took this out shooting yesterday here in New York, and we're going to look at some examples. Trust me. I was blown away. Let's just talk about a few facts first. everybody wants to know immediately, how much is that? How much is that? Well, today, right, January 22nd, 2022, did a little research for you guys. Of course, your first go-to on something wacky like this would be eBay. Well, yeah, eBay has them. They're 75 bucks. However, don't go to eBay right now. There's an online store called Unique Photo. Unique Photo. They're selling this camera today. I don't work for them. I paid cash for this. This didn't just drop in my mailbox by the camera fairy. This camera in the box, okay? We'll talk about all it comes with accessories, all right? It's $59. Free shipping. Unique Photo. And according to their website, it says in stock, okay? $59, Unique Photo, online. Now, here's the weird part. Walmart has these also. They're selling them for $100 in Walmart. Well, on Walmart.com. Do your shopping, okay? So remember, today I found it for $100 on Walmart, $75 on eBay, and $59. Free shipping. Unique Photo. Who's today's show sponsored by? Yours truly. Now, let's talk about this camera. Oh, by the way, you'll love this part. I got to show you this. Put this down for a second. This is the instruction manual. It's a double-sided photocopy. All right, it's in English. All right, it's pretty thorough, but it's a photocopy. In fact, you could see where the ink, when they folded it, the ink stuck together. It's okay. It's okay. I'm glad that there was a manual. Okay, let's talk about this a little bit. Okay, so it's a real single lens reflex camera. Okay, it has a pentaprism in here, right? Well, let's look at it this way. The light goes through the lens, right? Hits a mirror. Hits a mirror in here, right? That reflects the light up to the pentaprism. The pentaprism light hits here and comes out the viewfinder. Now, when you put it up to your eye, very bright viewfinder, right? It really focuses. It really focuses, and the lens elements, which are glass and coated, I can see that they're coated. Not as good as a Nikkor lens, believe me, but they're coated. All right. Now look in the center as I focus. You see the lens go in and out. See, it's out, and watch it retract. Okay. Very good. So the minimum, of course, it goes to infinity. Minimum focus is 0.9 meters, right? Do the math. It's a little less than 3 feet. Okay? Not bad. Remember, in your brain, this is a lomography camera. It's not sold. Nowhere on here, if you could read Chinese, does it say lomography. No. They sell this as a real camera to take your daily family pictures with. Okay? However, us in the photo community that love to take art photos, okay, have discovered this the coolest camera. It's not new. Well, it's new, but it's not. It hasn't been just discovered. It hasn't been just made. It's not a new model. This has been around for a long time. In fact, I bought this, if I tell you, maybe 10 years ago, and I paid less, I don't know, $40 maybe, brand new in the box. Okay. So, and never used it. My idea with this was to just keep it wrapped up, sealed, put it away, and then sell it in 20 years. Okay, never even tested to see if it worked until yesterday when I said, this would be a great class. Let's go try it. Okay, so let's go through the specs. Okay, I'm not making it up. I'm going to read you the specs. All right, so 35 millimeter camera. Okay, 40 millimeter glass lens. Okay, the widest aperture f2.8. The smallest aperture f16. Let's see. It's the shutter is mechanically controlled. Okay. It says f2.8 wide open. It'll shoot it at 1/60th of a second. f16, it'll shoot it at 1/370th of a second. What does that mean exactly? Right? You would think it would be the reverse, right? But that's what it says on the specs, but I'm going to give you real world experience in a minute. Okay. It has, how do you set, you load your film. It doesn't read DX coded. All right. You have to set the wheel underneath here. You have three choices: 64 ISO film, 100 ISO film, which is what I shot yesterday, or 400. That's a nice range. That's a nice range. 64, 100, or 400. Three choices, which are probably the three most popular speed films in lomography. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's see. We talked about how close it gets, about 3 feet. Let's see. The onboard light meter. Okay. So you would get your image that you want to take a picture of, right? You put it up to your eye, right? You turn the wheel. There's a basic single lens reflex maneuvers, right? You focus. It has a nice split image. Okay. Then you take your finger and you press this big silver button in, right? You have to hold it in, and on the left side there are 3 LEDs. So simple. A red LED at the top means you're overexposed, so you just turn your f-stops, right, to close it down. The center LED is green. That means perfect exposure, or perfect for a lomography camera, right? And then if you keep closing down, the bottom LED says, well, it means you're going to be underexposed. So you just hold this button in as you turn your f-stop, turn your aperture ring until you get the green LED. So simple. Okay? Next to that is a little tiny button over here. That just locks down the whole camera, so you can't mistakenly take a picture while you're pulling it out of your camera bag. Or if you have it around your neck, you don't have a buddy that just likes to walk around and press your shutter button. Yeah, I know people like that. Too many beers. Okay, so let's get it off lock. Okay, so let's just keep going down the specifications. Okay. Viewfinder has a pentaprism, split image. It has a frame counter, which works. I used this yesterday. Okay. It shows the exposed frames, not how many you have left. So if you take fresh roll of film, you wind it to 1. The next picture, 2, 3, 4, etc. Okay. The built-in flash. Okay. Built-in flash. You would just push this up. Oh, right here. Boy, it's terrible working on a reverse image on your computer. All right, you just see this little arrow up, and then it has a gigantic ready lamp. I don't know why it's so gigantic. It didn't have to be this big, you know. There it is, and it's lit. It's lit. That means it's ready for flash. Okay, and let's see if it works. It worked. And then you wind the film. All right. There isn't a big, beautiful lever. No, it's a thumb wheel. Thumb wheel. Film advance. Listen. Okay. Fine. Smooth. No troubles with the film advance yesterday. Let's close this down. All right. That shuts the flash off, because it only has two AA batteries, which is so simple. Get those batteries anywhere around the world. If you take this with you, throw it in your bag, you want to take a nice art picture, right? Where the center's going to be focused and the edges are not going to be in focus, and you have a nice vignette, right? You're going to see examples of this today. Okay? Bottom, tripod screw, film, rewind, release mechanism. You push this in before you can rewind your film. Okay, over here. Boy, my fingers are getting in the way. Right, film rewind over here. That's also the way you open the back. Okay, you pull this up. Right, pick this up. This doesn't have to be up. Right, you put this up, and you pull it just like any other 35 millimeter. Pull it, pops open, and there you go. Very simple, very neat, clean. Right, very neat, very clean. Right. Now wait till you hear about this shutter. Okay, there's no shutter curtain. Nope, no shutter curtain. What you're looking at right there is the back of the mirror. The mirror. When you take a photograph, okay, let's see if we can do it. I'm going to put the flashlight at the lens so you can see it. Okay, when you take a photograph, the way it works is the mirror is also the shutter. It goes up and comes down in 100th of a second or a 60th of a second, whatever the shutter speed is. Watch. Get it lined up so you can see it. And I hope you can see it. Ta-da! The mirror is the shutter blades, the shutter curtain, the however else you want to call it. That's the back of the mirror. That's how it works. That's how they... I've never seen a design like this. Okay? The shutter is also the mirror. It's a light tight mirror, right? Take your picture in slow motion. Mirror goes up. Picture's taken. Goes down. They use the mirror dual purpose. Let's use it as the mirror and as the shutter. Come on, that's pretty cool engineering. Okay, the lens, not interchangeable lenses. Okay, the light meter eye is right there. Okay, that's the light meter. Okay, little cell right there, which works pretty good. You'll see the examples. Worked. I used it all day yesterday. I didn't even take my Sakana handheld light meter yesterday. Why? Because what good would it be? I'm not really sure of the shutter speed, right? It's pretty foggy, and I couldn't adjust the shutter speed anyway. So all I would have is the f-stops, and what good is just the f-stop? Change the f-stop if you don't know the shutter speed. Anyway, I used the onboard meter. Fine. I took a roll of 24 exposure film with me yesterday. I used, again, Arista EDU 100 ISO speed film, 24 exposures, and the whole roll was exposed within spec, let's just say. In other words, I didn't have anything that was unusable because it was overexposed or underexposed. They were all exposed within, I don't want to say they were exposed perfectly, okay? Nothing's exposed perfectly, okay? They were dense enough to get a nice photographs from, okay? The lens was sharp enough to get printable photographs from. Remember, this is for lomography, okay? That's how I'm going to introduce this camera to you guys. It's for lomography purposes, art photographs, okay? Let's see, what else I want to tell you all about this camera. I'm very excited because once again, I feel... Oh, by the way, I maybe found one or two, maybe one other video on this Great Wall PF-1 camera out there on YouTube land. And remember, YouTube has 27 billion videos out there, and there's 37 million YouTube channels. Okay, so this guy here from New York, all right, thought enough to put a video out there for you guys. Why? Because we love photography and we learn from each other. Okay, let's continue. Uses 2 AA batteries. The guide number for the flash is 10. Okay. Takes 49 millimeter filters, which is unheard of. It's unheard of. Think about your Diana camera, all right, with... You could put on high B&W $90 filters or a Hoya $20 filter on your lomography camera. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Let's see. Oh, and here's another thing. Because the light meter sensor is inside where the filter would be, if you want to take this out with a yellow filter, which I highly recommend for your black and white landscape photography or any black and white photography, right? You put the filter on, the light meter is going to be able to give you correct exposure because it's going to go right through the filter. It's going to take the filter into consideration. Okay, let's keep going. It weighs 334 grams. I don't know what that is in ounces. Let's see what else. Okay, so I'm going to go through my notes. I don't want to miss anything. Oh, here's another thing. Don't take this for granted, all right? All black body. Nope, your Dianas are not, all right? So we talked about black body cameras and how they're more, what's the word? You can hide them easier if you're going to go out and use this for street photography, right? Lomography, street photography, right? You take this out, right? The powder blue, people might notice that a little bit more than an all black body, all right? These are just little things that I picked up. Let's see. In my research on this camera, okay, this word kept coming up. Hipster. It's a hipster camera. Yeah, I guess it is. People are referring to this online as the 35 millimeter Holga with single lens reflex through the lens viewing. It's lomography plus. Okay, call it whatever you want. I told you about the price. The lowest price I can find for you guys today is from Unique Photo. It's January 22nd, 2022. It's 10 o'clock in the morning when I'm filming this, okay? And at this time, I just got offline. They're selling for $59. Free shipping. Unique Photo, okay? $75 on eBay and $100 Walmart.com. Give me a break. Okay, so what comes in the box? Okay, this is the box from the Beijing Camera Factory. Okay, comes with a few things. All right, I don't know why, but my camera came with 2 copies of the photo manual Xeroxed. I don't know why. They're identical. Oh, what's this? Full leatherette, which means make-believe leather. Full hard shell camera case, which, hold on, I know a lot of you hipsters out there, I love that word, right, like to buy half cases. Well, guess what, right? Half case, right? You put this on your camera. Okay. Right? You put this on your camera. Now, gives you a little bit better grip, for sure, right? Look, right? Gives you a little bit better grip. In fact, I should have had this on there yesterday. A much better grip, okay? It came with these eyelets on the half case and on the camera itself. Very rare, all right? Of course, you know about the straps I use, all right? Let me show you the camera strap that I use. When you buy these camera clips, okay, you just put it on here, okay, and it has this adapter here. You take any neck strap you like. I like these neoprene foam ones that run there around your neck all day. All right, you just put the female end, right? You put the female end on your camera strap, and then you take your camera, okay, and you just clip it in like this, okay. And you do the same for the other side, and you're all set, okay. The other day I didn't fully explain and show you which camera strap system I use. As you can imagine, I have camera straps for light cameras, medium cameras, and extremely heavy cameras. Okay, so look at this. Half case gives you full reach of all of your functions, right? Maybe they could have cut this out a little bit more here for the film advance. It's possible, but I have gigantic hands, so maybe a little bit more room would have been nice. But you can still get it. You can still wind the film. Okay, we're talking about what comes in the box. Okay, let's take this off. Okay, so it comes with a full hard shell case, right? Which includes the half case. Hey, for $59, not bad. All right, the camera came in a plastic bag, and in it, unless you read Chinese, I imagine this is some kind of quality control card. And the last thing in the box, full neck strap. So you're covered. Look at this. All right. So came with a nice, come on, with the Great Wall logo, I guess you want to call it, badging, whatever you want to call it. Okay. Let's get this stuff off my desk. And we're going to start looking at images. Okay. I know that's what you're waiting for, but come on. Everything comes in order. Okay. Let's go through my cards. Make sure I went everything. Okay. We are ready to see the images from this camera. Oh, up here, this is my first magazine cover that I shot for industrial photography. All right. I think it's the August 1980 issue, industrial photography. That's my photograph. What is that a photograph of? In this shot, it was for the pigment industry. They make the colors for paint, plastic, and makeup, right? That was a shot for that industry. Okay, and it was used for the cover, industrial photography. That's mine, my first magazine cover. Woohoo! Okay, so every time I say I've photographed magazine covers, etc., proof. All right, let's go on to some images taken with the Great Wall PF-1 single lens reflex thermography style camera. All right. So, this was the first shot I took yesterday. Okay. The film, Arista EDU 100 speed. Okay. I used the onboard light meter. Okay. Focused it. I believe I focused somewhere around here. Okay. And you're going to see some flaring over here, which is cool. Don't forget, these are art photographs. All right. These aren't real estate photographs that we're going to take with our sterile digital camera, all right, to try and sell real estate. And you wouldn't want this real estate anyway. It's a cemetery. Okay. Nice path. Okay. So now let's take a look at this. Now, before we go any further, these photographs are on my website, on my gallery, CarmineTaverna.com. Go there now. You can see these photographs in high def, okay? And you can more accurately see what I'm describing, okay? There is no, so funny, there is no corner-to-corner sharpness. There is lens flare, all right? There is vignetting, okay? And that's what makes this camera awesome. If you have ever used a Diana, a Holga, any camera along those lines, okay, where you want to take art photographs, Come on. Now there's a single. Now it's probably been out for 15 years. Great Wall camera factory, the PF-1. Now there's a single lens reflex that really focuses and has an onboard light meter. What else do you want for $59? Okay, so that's our first image. Okay, next. This is all taken yesterday, same roll of film. Okay, this one you can really see here, right? The non corner to corner sharpness. All right, it's this the focus, the sharpness. Of course, I believe I focused on this branch. Not even sure, but you can see your corners, right? They're not sharp, right? Vignetting a little bit, you know, but this was also yesterday. All right, and shooting with the sun in front of me, you can see by the shadow. Okay, I wanted to get the silhouette of this crazy misshapen tree or bush or whatever the heck it is, but it's pretty eerie, you know, growing like that in a cemetery. What are you gonna do? All right, so that's image number 2. Okay, let's see. Oh, yeah. Now this next shot. This is the second time on my channel I've described or the third time, panoramic style photographs using a non-panoramic camera. All right, there's a true definition of a panoramic camera. Okay, this isn't it. This is a standard 35 millimeter camera. You can achieve a panoramic look by cropping. Okay, if you take your photograph and you crop it up and you crop it down and you get just a nice long photograph, it kind of will resemble a panoramic photograph. So yesterday when I was photographing, right, I came across this shot, this lake, if you want to call it a lake or a pond, with 2 waterfalls, right? One here and one, of course, here underneath an arched stone bridge or road crossing. People get very technical. That's not really a bridge. It's not, oh, please. It's not really a lake. It's too small. It's, oh, boy. I wish I could show you some of my emails. You get a good laugh. So back to the camera. This one, okay, I made it look panoramic just by the way I cropped it. All right, but we're talking about the camera. All right, we're not talking about post-production right now. Look at the vignetting here, here. Okay, the light meter worked fine. The light meter worked fine. It could have been fooled by the bright sky. It could have been fooled by the dark ground. It was, what was it yesterday? It was actually a pretty sunny day. Okay. But in this area, so many trees, it's kind of like always a cloudy day in here. How apropos, it's a cemetery. Okay. So this is another example of the Great Wall PF-1 35 millimeter camera. Okay. Film again, Arista, EDU. Okay. Remember, you can see all these photographs at my gallery, carmine.taverna.com. All right. Just scroll through and you'll see them. If you're looking at this, not today, if you go to my website, there's a search bar on the website, and you just put in the type of camera you're looking at, right? Oops. Just put in the PF-1. Okay, Great Wall PF-1 camera, and it'll come up. And this is another photo from yesterday. Okay. Here's something about, just to get off topic from the camera for 1 second. Uh, Cemetery photographs, okay? Necropolis type photographs. Uh, there's a lot of interesting things to take photographs of in a cemetery, okay? But you have to be respectful. You'll see on all my photographs, you won't be able to read the names, right? Just keep that in mind. There's no need for that, okay? You can still get your photographs, no names, keep everybody's private life private, okay? You can still capture your images, okay? Back to the camera, okay? Talking about the Great Wall, PF-1, single lens reflex camera, okay? The vignetting, right? A little bit over here. Center sharpness falls off at the edges, but we're talking about taking art photographs, okay? Now, imagine loading this camera up with some Fuji color film, right? Or some Kodak color film. The fun you can have with this camera, the way it gives these contrast rich photographs, right? These photographs. So the reason I want to I'm even bringing this camera up today is because we all know how much fun taking lomography photographs, right, with the Diana or the Holga or even the 35 millimeter mini Diana, right? It's a lot of fun you could take, a lot of art photographs you can take, okay, for under $100. $59 today, unique photo. I'm not a spokesman for them. I paid cash for my camera. They don't even know I'm throwing out their name. But what can you do? All right. Remember, every class for the year, right? For 2022, I try and give a shout out to a person or to a even a corporation that's been helpful towards photographers. And today's shout out, something different. Today's shout out goes to Ansel Adams. Okay? He is probably the name that everybody knows when it comes to classic, gorgeous, black and white photography. Okay? I just feel bad for Ansel Adams that he did not get to see the whole YouTube and online and internet craze. Imagine his YouTube channel. Imagine him in his office talking about the gear that he uses, right? Oh, look, handheld light meter. Okay? So today's shout out goes to the memory of Ansel Adams for making film photography a wonderful experience for many. All right, guys? Have a great day. Have a great night. And I'll see you on the next episode.